1 Corinthians 2:14, 2 Corinthians 5:14 through 21, Genesis 6, Revelations 13, Hebrews 11, Galatians 1 verse 8, 1 Corinthians 11:1, Acts 19:27. Let's go. John like to have meaning. Or do we make it up? Does anything have meaning? We travel air, land, sea, and space travel. But what are we looking for? What are we looking for? Kabbalah teaches man first seek shelter, food, and sex, then an abundance of. Once these are acquired, status and knowledge. After acquiring, his Kli desires a greater desires. Sciences and religions have their creation myths because man needs. Our self-worth is based on how well we mimic idols or deity. Attempt healthy diet and exercise, which is based on what someone told us. Did Atlantis have technologies far superior to today's, destroyed in the deluge and the falling of Babel? Did Anunnaki descend to bone and teach humans, returning to individuals like the Prophet Muhammad, Buddha, Hiram Abiff, Moses de Leon, not just showing man spiritual guidance, but technological, anti-Kythera, to see the future, look into the past, to live in the past, wait for the future. Men will be gods with super abilities that we can't fathom. Humans made in the image of the Elohim, be outdated and wonderfully diminish, while the new explore time, space travel, creating wormholes into parallel dimensions. Whatever caused men to write a scripture? What are the meanings behind the pictures? Are the stories literal or symbolic? These symbols have meaning because we give them meaning, because we define them as what's intended to be is the end purpose or significance of something intended. I'd rather be doing Photoshop or 3D Max. Land, global, economic crash, secret government experiment. Did man make God for financial political gain? Probably. Vishnu, Aries, Horus, Nazca tribe designs, druidic magic sex rituals. Yummy. There's no logic or reason. Bible's unbelievable store, and you should follow it. Taste and see the tilapia and bread of life are good. Feed your chakras, rainbows. Feed your chakra flood and find a pot of gold. Don't forget to bring a towel. Religion, cults drive man's irrational actions based on belief in pure nonsense, but help him in ways that can't be explained. What percentage of the world is religious? Christians being the leaders. What's the end result of having religious leaders? All religious people, especially Christians, are stupid and blockheaded, to say the least. Become a Christian and experience yourself. Great Commission. Now, they give out Jesus, and give out strawberry and whipped cream on top, saying it's strawberry shortcake. And we eat it, knowing it's crap. Telling ourselves it's strawberry shortcake. Who walked on, would he turn to wine, gave sight to the blind in the sense and acts, with head inside the first 39 of the sword, which mows our minds and acts, outlines this connection before collapsing ways of reconnection by trade. My dirt forehead perfection accepted, and that's the only way to have it. So we trap this hard with fact, got trillions who served them all their lives going to hell burning, and Adam won't die, this perfect man given. Earth is who gave Satan dominion. God foreknew this trap, and his wisdom created a bloodshed atonement system that was impossible to keep. Make a constant atonement a need until the fulfillment of prophecy. When Orion's belt will follow east, he'd heal, reveal truth, teach, and in the language of branches speak on how God's kingdoms and reach living waters, sweet bread of life to eat. No gays allowed, sides cover the streets, so outside's the crowd of peeps who wanna be straight. God's commanding the OT with murder gauge, which somehow men see as racist. but he's the creator, which means that the flavor say he's creative. Christ died on the cross for praise and props to rewrite the cock in amazement. On the surface is unbelievable, like a bad con artist. Eugene, the more you learn, the less it seems the true you resist. That the Bible is deep in you with logic and reason. Or what heathens you, the wise clothes or I to believe the truth. See, if the Bible's divine, it paints this image of God as a murdering racist type. But if the Bible's crapped and spiritually, no one's got my back. That thought brings dread and heart attacks. I can't accept if I knew it's fact. Zillions won't even have a chance to say yes or no and be judged for that. Love God my way or fry in hell, plus get punishments in his life as well. When the scriptures were written, they had no clue of the millions of years the dinosaurs exist. You may not like what I'm telling you, but neither do I. But I accept it in praise and reverence, knowing and because
there isn't some magical spark that animates life. Life is a process, the interaction between matter and energy described by the laws of physics and chemistry, the same laws that describe the falling of the rain.
It is power to divert man to destructive courses, and those who preach faith are intellectual slave holders, keeping mankind in bondage to fantasy and nonsense that is justified bigotry, misogyny, homophobia, violence.
What was the purpose of building this tower into the heavens? Nimrod and his kingdom were going to enter into heaven and stand before God to find out, why did you bring about the flood? Alchemy is when science meets magic. Your people used to call it magic. They now call it science. I come from a place where it's one and the same. The neophyte is effectively blindfolded during the proceedings, and at last still sightless, because they don't want you to rely on these two eyes. They want you to rely on the third eye, also known as the eye of Horus, the eye over the pyramid on the back of your dollars.
But on Halloween we put on who we are inside or who we want to be. Some may dress up as clowns,
well, that ship
demons, or
has more computer power than all the Allied forces of 1945. One cell phone today has more computer power than all of NASA when they put 2 men on the moon. This is how you will move from office to car, car to home, home to office. The software follows you seamlessly everywhere you go. Talk to the wallpaper. The wallpaper is fully intelligent.
Anthropology is concerned primarily with the origin, development, and social condition of mankind. Will admit that there has been no single force operating more continuously upon the life of man than his religious convictions. If we are not too questioning, we have no problems. The moment we begin to question, we have no answers.
I used to want to be others. Now I just want to be myself.
Do you know who created Darwin? Well, it wasn't a monkey. Now look, like, it's serious, and it's meant to be miserable. Art ain't no way to make a living. Now you be careful. You're going to have your home overrun by trannies. When life comes knocking, you better answer the door. Remember that, or you're going to be burning for eternity before you know it.
forward backflips when hearing how Christ died for sin and the reasons why. Even if the storyline is true, so what? Who created the system to get non-stop crops? We have a large-scale initiative to make robots that coexist with humans, giving us the companionship we long for, so people of all ages will have life partners that will always love them and never